A very lovely evening to you, and thank you for joining us on Kwara State Television News for tonight. I'm Fatima Rashid. You can watch us live on Facebook, Kwara TV Live, on Star Times 113, PTV 502. Joining me on the news from the languages desk.
Chief Wakata Yakuan, Tifri TV, Uba, Nishitrin Chatuba, Tistatam, Shitrin Chatuba, the Atkwara TV, it's your train Facebook, a KDHU, a T YouTube, Sunami Kulu, Jia,
Ẹ̀kálẹ́ ẹ̀yin ará ilé àsìkò iṣẹ́ òní ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ la mú tọ̀yìn wá láti iléeṣẹ́ ìmúmáran ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara tó kalẹ̀ sí Àpáta Yakuba nílùú Ìlọrin. Hawa ládàáni níròyìn ẹ̀kú ìkàlẹ̀.
We begin with the news. President Bola Tinubu has directed the National Security Advisor and the Department of State Service, DSS, to immediately review his earlier security instructions and take steps to ensure that no citizen is left exposed as the country confronts kidnapping and terrorism. In an address to the Executive Council today, Tinubu said security agencies must provide further information and form themselves into a committee to review and implement the directive. He emphasized that the directive must be carried out without any delay, noting the seriousness of the current security threats. He added that the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps also has a role to play while directing the NSA to consider the arming of forest guards. The president also gave fresh directives on the livestock reform agenda, directing Vice President Kashim Shettima to convene National Economic Council to identify villages or grazing reserves that can be rehabilitated into ranches and livestock settlements. Back home in Kwara State, the Kwara State House of Assembly has raised alarm over rising health risks linked to unsafe food preservatives and inadequate food handling across the state. State Assembly also at the plenary called on Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak to include the Nigeria Correctional Service in the state's prerogative of Mercy Advisory Council. Legislative reporter Musaya Weda completes the story.
The motion on the need to include the Nigerian Correctional Service and the state prerogative of Mercy Advisory Council. House Leader Oba Mogaji Abdulkadir stressed that the Correctional Service possesses critical first-hand information about inmates ranging from behavior and rehabilitation progress to psychological assessment. Magaji argued that excluding the Nigerian Correctional Service undermines fairness in the pardon process, as the Advisory Council may lack complete data needed for accurate recommendations to the executive.
The Nigerian Correctional Service, NCOS, is the statutory institution responsible for the custody, reformation, rehabilitation, reintegration of offenders, and therefore possess first-hand knowledge of inmate conduct, vulnerabilities, and eligibility for pardon.
Lawmakers in their contributions emphasized that the inclusion will align the state with national reforms and global best practices.
The Correctional Service is an institution that is most aware of the living conditions, medical challenges, mental health issues, and overall welfare of inmates.
To also support the leader of the House on this need to include the Correctional Service in the membership of the prerogative of Mercy Advisory Council in Kwara State.
Reading the resolutions of the House, Speaker Yakubu Danlad Soli urged Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak to invoke his powers under prerogative of Mercy law to immediately include the Nigerian Correctional Service in the Council's membership to enhance justice delivery and proper inmate assessments.
Need to include the Correctional Service in the membership of the prerogative of Mercy Advisory Council in Kwara State 121.
Also, moving motion over rising health risk linked to unsafe food preservatives and inadequate food handling across the state. Mariam Yusuf allowed the court for strengthening public awareness on food safety and stricter regulation of chemical preservatives. Other lawmakers in their contributions warned that poor labeling practices and lack of consumer knowledge further heighten the risk. The House urged the state governor to direct relevant ministries to intensify sensitization campaigns through radio, television, markets, school, and social media. It also ordered mandatory food safety training for food vendors and called for collaboration with NAFDAC and SON for laboratory testing and enforcement of penalties against violators.
Enforcement of regulation, laboratory testing, monitoring of chemical preservatives used in both local and industrial food processing, while penalties and sanctions are enforced against violators. Those in favor of this resolution say aye. Against say nay. The ayes are.
The Committee on Health and Environment were further mandated to conduct oversight visits to ensure compliance. Busayo Haweda, Kwara TV News.
The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has approved sweeping reforms aimed at reducing the high cost of air travel across the region. In a statement issued today, ECOWAS Commission said the heads of state and government in December 2024 summit in Abuja adopted a policy to remove taxes on air transport and reduce passenger and security charges by 25% effective from January 1, 2026. The Commission said the move followed years of slow growth in West Africa's aviation sector, largely caused by excessive taxes, charges and fees that suppressed travel demand and weakened investment in airport infrastructure. It warned that high airfares discourage passenger movement, slow tourism, hinder trade, and undermine its free movement and regional integration agenda. A statement added that the adoption of the Supplementary Act on Aviation Charges, Taxes and Fees is designed to address structural challenges and align the region with international aviation standards. The organization, however, said the reforms are expected to lower ticket prices, increase passenger traffic, strengthen regional airlines, boost airport operations, and create more economic opportunities for host communities. And in a bid to strengthen professionalism, the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, has called for stronger synergy with media practitioners and other sister organizations to promote collaboration, knowledge sharing, and professional development among public relations practitioners. This was the thrust of messages delivered by public relations experts at a meeting and get-together organized by the NIPR Kwara State Chapter. Suleiman Hassan has more.
NIPR is a professional body for public relations practitioners in Nigeria, established in the year 1963 to regulate PR practice in the country. During the meeting and the get-together organized by Kwara Chapter, the guest speaker at the event, Alhaji Sadu Salau, who doubles as a senior advisor and counselor to Kwara State Governor, noted that professionalism and synergy are essential to effective public relations practice. He stressed that public relations practitioners must collaborate closely with allied professionals, media practitioners, and key stakeholders to successfully achieve their mission. He emphasized that professionalism and synergy are rooted in competence, skills, qualification, and commitment to higher ethical standards.
Seek to achieve its purpose. That's what professionalism and synergy is all about. It's about competence, it's about skill, it's about qualification, it's about commitment, it's about character, it's about ethical standard. That's what professionalism and synergy is all about.
Similarly, the chairman of NIPR Kwara Chapter, Gabriel Ogunade, while speaking to Kwara TV News, said the end of the year gathering is aimed at strengthening unity, professionalism among PR practitioners in the state. He explained that the event brought together members of NIPR and stakeholders from related bodies such as the NUJ, PRCAN, among others, with a view to promoting collaboration, knowledge sharing, and professional development. He added that the state chapter will intensify efforts next year to ensure all PR practitioners comply with the law and encourage registration for new members and professionalism.
So according to the law, anybody practicing PR or anything that relates to it must be a member of NIPR, because NIPR is the body that regulates the practice of the profession and also coordinating members.
Other members of the institute who spoke to Kwara TV News also shared their insights and importance of NIPR in the public relations sector.
Working in conjunction with other arms of the organization, with other arms, other agencies in the nation, the political class, the economic class, and all that, such that the image of the country is positively projected.
From time to time, you gather together, exchange ideas, do some mentoring, and try to improve your skills.
The body organizes continuous mandatory training programs because, things are always evolving in life, and we want to keep our members abreast of happenings in the country, and especially in the world, and especially in the profession.
Sulaiman Azan, Kwara TV News.
Minister of Defense General Christopher Musa has applauded the armed forces for their rapid intervention during last Sunday's attempted coup in the Republic of Benin, saying their prompt action played a key role in thwarting the plot. Musa gave the commendation in Abuja today during the decoration ceremony for newly promoted senior army officers. He said the incident was a reminder that the military must remain alert at all times, prepared to protect Nigeria and its allies from emerging threats. He emphasized that no arm of the military can operate successfully without collaborating with others, stressing that national security demands seamless joint operations across the Army, Navy, Air Force, and other security services. In Osun State, Governor Ademola Adeleke today emerged the governorship candidate of the Accord Party for the 2026 governorship election in the state. This development was confirmed in a statement by the chairman of the screening committee and national organizing secretary of the party, Ibe Thankgod. Thankgod said Adeleke met all the requirements for nomination and was subsequently cleared as the sole aspirant for the party's governorship ticket. He also described the governor as a worthy gubernatorial aspirant of the party. Meanwhile, Adeleke in his response commended the screening committee and the party leadership, saying he is ready to lead the Accord Party to victory in 2026. It will be recalled that the governor announced his defection to the Accord Party on Tuesday night after resigning from his membership of the People's Democratic Party on December 2. The certificate of clearance was presented to him by the committee chairman. Here at Kwara Intelligent News, we go for a very short break. We'll be right back with more news. Please stay with us.
No pull your ears, make we talk. Shout my teeth fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? For zero cavities and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy up, use up and shine your smile. No more cover mouth. Because with Colgate, that's what do ya got with your smile. Beautiful, it's your name. Wonderful is what you are to me. Eba mi kira fún mama mi. Orisha mi jao, kò sí láé.
Every mom, a treasure beyond measure. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Welcome back. The exposure of children to the digital world has continued to generate public concern as many Nigerians are calling for stricter regulation and internet access for minors. Kwara TV News spoke with residents who shared varying varying perspective on whether age limits should be enforced to curb misuse among young people. Melody Edefa completes the story.
Of immorality and violence emanating from younger generations have deepened the conversation around exposure of minors to the use of internet facilities. Our respondents, who include public relations practitioners, expressed concerns over rising online immorality and irresponsible use among young people. Majority of the respondents called for stronger regulations and closer parental supervision. One of the respondents, Musa Sule, believes the decision to allow minors on the internet should depend on home environment and parental guidance. However, he noted that with the increasing level of immoral content and misuse of digital platforms by minors, full internet access may do more harm than good.
It's one of the reasons why many of them are actually not paying attention to their education. So I wouldn't subscribe to that particular, suggestion that minors should be allowed or should have access to, unless it is under the watchful eyes of their parents.
Another respondent, Mike Adeyemi, also raised concerns about exposing minors to the internet at a young age, pointing out that several foreign countries have already introduced policies limiting certain gadgets and social media platforms to specific age groups. He emphasized that Nigeria must introduce similar measures in order to protect its young population from harmful online influence.
I wouldn't want to subscribe to exposing minors to usage of social media, because it comes with a lot of defects that could affect their cognitive in the process of growing. So there should be regulation to the age limit to the usage of social media or handset.
For others, the internet has become part of everyday life and cannot be completely detached from teenagers. They believed what is needed is strict supervision and content restriction, particularly for younger users.
Whether we like it or not, this has come to stay, because when you look at the way the world is evolving, there's no how you cannot detach our lifestyle from internet. So also the life of our kids, we can detach them from internet, but there should be strict regulation. We need to regulate them, how they use it, what time to use them, and what they do on internet.
The internet has its own good side, and it has the bad side too. So, but I would rather say once a child attains the age of 18, I think it's fine, or probably a little before 18, when the child enters the university, I think the child should be allowed to use the internet.
The submission is a pointer to the growing call for a balance between enabling learning and safeguarding minors from exposure to harmful online content. As Nigeria continues to embrace technology, discussions on internet age limits remains a critical part for shaping a safer digital future for children. Melody Edefa, Kwara TV News. The rising cases.
Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule has announced a sweeping suspension of mining activities across the state as part of renewed efforts to combat insecurity linked to banditry and kidnapping. Sule stated the decision during a briefing with members of the State Executive Council at the Government House in Lafia, noting that illegal mining sites have become safe havens for criminal groups. He stressed that the move aligns with the resolutions of the Northern Governors Forum, which recently met in Kaduna and recommended a 6-month moratorium on mining across the northern region due to escalating security concerns. He explained that while mining has contributed significantly to internally generated revenue, the current security realities require urgent intervention. Governor Sule, who also chairs the North Central Governors Forum, revealed that all 19 northern governors have agreed to contribute 19 billion naira monthly to a regional security fund for 1 year. The funds will be used to procure high-tech security equipment and recruit thousands of trained youths to support ongoing security operations, including local vigilantes and hunters. He commended security agencies and community leaders for their role in ongoing operations, noting that a coordinated security sweep was set to take place in Nasarawa local government area to address recent spikes in kidnappings. Minister of Works David Umahi has expressed the federal government's resolve to engage reputable reputable indigenous contractors in the execution of crucial infrastructure projects. Umahi made the disclosure during an inspection of the ongoing reconstruction of the Abuja-Kefi Road. He expressed satisfaction over the quality of the works on the road, which was awarded for reconstruction in October 2025 to an indigenous contractor. The Abuja-Kefi Dual Carriageway project is a critical infrastructure development that aims to improve road connectivity and reduce travel time between the nation's capital and Nasarawa State, where most of the federal civil servants working in Abuja reside. The project is expected to be completed by the end of March 2026. He reiterated the federal government's commitment to continue to support and empower indigenous companies that have demonstrated exceptional performance and patriotism in their work. Nigerians have reacted to the recent fall-off and crisis that has hit the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The party is said to have suffered its worst year since 1999, having 6 of its sitting governors elected under the party defecting this year, 5 of them to the ruling party of APC. Abdulateef Ahmed interacted with a cross-section of Nigerians in Ilorin on this recent development. His reports.
The People's Democratic Party yesterday experienced another major political earthquake when the Rivers State Governor, Simin Alaif, defected to All Progressive Congress (APC) after the 17 PDP lawmakers in the Rivers State House of Assembly earlier defected. Out of 11 states that the PDP controlled in 2023 gubernatorial election, they are now reduced to 7, while the ruling party, APC, controls 26 states, including the entire South-South zone, which is the first time in history of Nigeria's democracy. Many fear that Nigeria is moving towards a one-party system of government. The crisis of the party stemmed from unresolved leadership disputes, power struggles, and strategic miscalculation of 2023 presidential election. Some respondents who spoke to Kwara TV News in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, said that the crisis is not a good way to promote democracy, saying having one ruling party will not bring a check and balance or competition to the people in power.
According to the Nigeria democracy, you are free to join any party as any time you want. There is a freedom for that.
Why we fought for them is to go and represent us very well. So now they are representing themselves where they are now.
If you look at what is happening with the PDP now, they have a leadership problem at the national level. So I want to believe this is what informed their decision to move from that to the APC. That's officially.
As of today, APC controls 26 states, while PDP controls 7 states, leaving the remaining 3 states for the minority parties. Abdulateef Ahmed, Kwara TV News.
The former Minister of Aviation, Stella Odua, has been arraigned before a High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, sitting in Maitama on a 5-count charge, accused, among other things, of misappropriating about 5 billion naira public funds. Odua was arraigned along with one of her ex-aides, Gloria Odita, on the charge filed on October 14 by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. The ex-minister and her co-defendants were alleged to have committed the offences contained in the charge between January and February 2014 while she was in office. The 2 defendants pleaded not guilty when the charge was read to them today. Shortly after their arraignment, Onyechi Piazu, who appeared for the ex-minister, and Wale Balogun for the second defendant, applied for bail. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, who led the prosecuting team, did not oppose the defendants' bail applications. Fagbemi urged the court to order the defendants to deposit their travel documents with the court to ensure that they are available for trial. The judge adjourned to January 12 and 13 for trial. It's still Kwara State Television News. We'll go for another break. When we come back, it will be time for business, sports, and news from around the world. Please stay with us.
no put your ears, make we talk. Shout my teeth fresh now, but you know, I beg no be slow. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? For zero cavities and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy up, use up and shine your smile. No more cover mouth. Because with Colgate, that's what do ya with your smile.
Beautiful, it's your name. Wonderful is what you are to me. Eba mi kira fuma mami, orisha wiya o, go say that.
Every mom, a treasure beyond measure. 3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now to the business desk. The Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) has announced new mandatory requirements for all business name online update requests. In a notice titled "Important Notice for Business Name Update" posted on its official X handle today, CAC states effective immediately, all business name online update requests must include date of birth, registered office email, proprietor's email, phone number for registered address or proprietor if different, valid means of identification. The Commission urged business owners to provide details to ensure smooth processing. It added that the additional details are necessary to ensure smooth processing of update requests. Now we go to sports desk. The Uganda head coach Paul Put has confronted FIFA after the World Soccer ruling body permits clubs to hold onto their players until just 1 week before the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations kicks off. Clubs were earlier mandated to release players for the competition latest December 8. FIFA later moved the date to December 15, reportedly due to pressure from European clubs. Put admitted that FIFA's decision has disrupted his team's preparation, lamenting that it becomes very difficult to make good preparation. Put noted that the tournament build-up normally allows extended work on tactical and technical structures. However, the restricted squad numbers now mirror the short turnaround seen during qualification windows. And from the foreign scene, 2 4-story buildings collapsed overnight in the Moroccan city of Fez, killing 22 people in the second fatal collapse there this year. Morocco State News Agency reported that the 2 residential buildings housed 8 families, adding that 16 people were injured in the collapse and sent for treatment at a nearby hospital. Moroccan authorities say the neighborhood had been evacuated and search and rescue efforts are ongoing. It was unclear what caused the collapse or how many people were unaccounted for on Wednesday morning. Fez is Morocco's 3rd largest city and one of the hosts of this month's Africa Cup of Nations and the 2030 FIFA World Cup. It is best known for its walled city packed with medieval souks and tanneries. Another collapse in May killed 10 people and injured 7 in a building that had already been slated for evacuation. Building codes are often not enforced in Morocco, especially in Asian cities where aging multi-family homes are common. Gaps in basic services were a focal point of protest that swept the country earlier this year, with demonstrators criticizing the government for investing in new stadiums instead of addressing inequality in healthcare, education, and other public services. And that report concludes news from me. It's over to Yahya Koloji. I hope you're taking it in Nupi language. Yeah.
Fatima Rashid.
Thank
you. Tishibela na Tinubu akafanya ya gamba chuti shiri echo to bala echo DSS na ga shiri yaji deje woro to na apebichi echo ya zawangi de kinyo de kinyo ezangira to shiri darada de olu kini abi ni wasika na ka tabada elu butishi na gwamnati fiti ni alabafna Tishi do wa bigala gola etraji na alui esawaji na ya tona abebe nubuji de tachiabo neje alotu eti izinuji nejide onyana nje bani tide izinuji na onyana na alotu na ade eboka Kuna tuna arnotin eti ezo najide edo mafi shiri etwa kini abu ba ni obazali kide gola etwa eto bodoji ba chodoji na ya NCDC na cho de epanchuko na ancho apona tuna na de chu eti shiri etwa na aga banzaka maji ya kushoncho de shiri tishi deki abarke na kafa na eti suruputa ya baba kwanteki ya shabu kashi shatima na shiri de kuta eti shiri uche na aki elatu na titi tuku baniji baba niji de yeji naji gaji chukuna Kata majalisa kin kwara la bire afene eti bamna na paba nyengichi na jide aso bechi beto eila dan nyengichi na jide kunkoko kin abunu bano kata majalisa etu febuwa ke wabe gomna Abdulrahman Abaza na unga ekayeji kin abuna egan Nigeria Correctional Center de la dans Emegu naji ebebe guchi ya jifi kata jibonu na barkachi kata majalisa kin kwara kusaya awada na kula banne kana de wuya ke na fi bala eti gba ena de ala la eka yeje kin Nigeria gola ji kin kwara de dans Emegu ne bebe guchi no tishi ejikata na dukkan Ọba Magaji Abdulkadir de baza etiene de ala ekanchi de dan Emegu nchuke ade esawo na jide gonyi eti jifi fish no daga eti eniyaji ni ejin to atanji na jide dan biayina Magaji de baza lo ya de didan na account didan Emegu chona ke unye na jepon na ma je ya shiri nya itajana egona mwajin ezi Emegu chi ede pipekun eti jejide akusuna jekan tawada bomina nan shawara ya ci na jiba eti alamomin jojin bayani kede account na alada Emegu chona yi na je sere alakin abun chode shiti eti kendo ejun na ayishiri na de gegana na fe bagati na gaci kata majalisa kin kwara fati yaku dan lad wabe gun za no kin ne abubu no ga account de la da Emegu ne bebe uche ya je fi kata wona eboga na gena to dudugi na gena ya je fi kata juku na kefe ba eti gamba na baba banna na baba yangichi so be ci be to yeda na ya yangichi de kin ya hunu Mura Yusuf Aladi dewa shiri ruku na shekwana eti etra yangichi to lila chichi gane eti yangichi na jide aso be chibenen aladi latula jide yangichi gi na jide aso be chibena de e bebelwe fugundo na mayiba na nchuko ya bagumbagun ya na kachiba tutucho eye to ejogi na shawara ya ci so na ke ba eti alamun shi de nan eti suna body na jide e laba enya kuche to pipe na kwa ya jide e ji afani bi mo mai ba na chuko e ya safangi na kata majalisa je gume a ci wa be gumna na ga kafa de la ya etuba na ji e gato na be shiri ro ya tupa pe e radio e television jukoji makata to etiwa ya chujunu akewa na abebe shiri etupi de ya jide kun yangichi yakin abuna to na apama be eka nabda to son na afedi dudugi yangichi ke zenindo na egwaga bana abuche tarana awabe emigu nila dan lafia na kachiba to bana na alotule eti memuchono ya ekoshe nimiji tachiya emopa na igana Nigeria Institute of Public Relations de wani na ampama be emi labari to gwala na ji deke na eti giga nya elimi to yegboro etunloje tachiya egi emopa mucho labari wangi debe ije dagwata PPDG en public relation eba ekaye eyazuba na be ije dagwata emigunje gwalagiya kin parayi abun Suleiman Azan ta ekayo joya tuba parate ma wuya ke emigun ya NIPR na empa ya jide laida ganfili de kin Nigeria ya bona alatiche ya 1963 na de yi wala na laga chichi de kin aboiti na jidiga do kefino na eba kayoncho na be da wata yemegun unchi wala gi kin kwara yi abuna gachi kayonchi alaji sadu salau na ke yi gaba ya ce nusa to yan matace ya gwamnatin kwarana latula ke emigun nke dai energy na mai ekwanci ko ya egi na to emigun chocho de gagarina mbaza lo ke emigun ci naga pama be gwala na jike ke emila bai to gwala ndoci na je egeto na ke nasara de ataben eti nufi nyungujo na kepuna ndasako ya emopanche balaji ken kwara ya bu gebel umade na mfibata be labar kuchinya etumba bana de ye chimile dana eba ekaye eyazo banche na be ishina nganu finya ekayonchi na ya niniji etumloge tachinya egi enajo nje bana ke ekayonchi de kuyeka egi ya NIPR to jeji eganto daga etuyode tiatitari to empale ke NUJ PRC to emigun ndoji eti emopa yegboro giga nya emi to etun lojo mbaka wejede empanje kwala ji kin kwara ya buna de dago a ci kokori we ya na egi pata diga mitu game nya etulo na ade kashishi nya egie na wo jina eyepe egi wa wajiji deda amfani dibe waya to de la zabanji in Nigeria je ela nufi nya je tulana bi bena aya game na de aklegi wa waje na afejin amfani be waya zucho de lokaci na ifi gba ni ranan meledu tefe na ko labari na yakana de latula ke na mfe bara be labari kujira Musa Sule ga unte iyape ke eda ji ya egi wa waje na ide ejin amfani bi waya to gbanna yi kendo de dana diga ito kendo pipa diga be daga ibayan nyamanci jono mulatula yede kendo alibo sapa de dokunle eti waya to gbani be kendo eji amfani buina je uyi na je popo ina ala egun na ga mana de be gando chibe na unto fe bazana make adeyemi unto baza eti kendo de alibo sapa de lu eti waya to dawata eji wawa kiji de gba nínú wọn la to la de kinde ndochi de agame la chichi eti efo na eja kunbedo nti fe je afani be waya zantreno oje gba ni kede abike kin Nigeria to de gabe be gami to jin na na ja kinena de ajigwa kan ya ekundo eji wabi na jide eji afani be waya zantreno lo ba zandochi to na jide ke baza be la kwari kuchina aga afani jibi waya to gbani won se funfun na jiba egba dinginigi na ma yepe kokona aga ade yape ke egba kan de nana de yeda yeda na gwento na afrika eji wawaje de na afela shiriyanji de pe waya to kendo ba Zaraji kin Nigeria de gagana eti kendo alamoriji de elui na siyasa PDP de kin abono na siyasa PDP ina de zumaji de ebeya tunga ya batu shi dinene na de ya mulki na ma doshun de dabo liano gomna na ku tun na jide a ce takadaya ina siyasa PDP na a ce rata de tiya enonjon nimi eya de na ifirana buchun nimi agwa de a shi da ina siyasa APC Abdulatif Ahmed na ku labari na yakuna de zabe sa anjeje kin Nigeria ti bichipe mucho na ma ungu ya de ina siyasa PDP chuabu de ke de juju nya eje ina de eba gomina nya Rivers Similaye Fubara na tia ina chon de lo ina All Progressive Congress APC sumana eje kata ma kilisanya kin Rivers na she debuta de tia ina chon de shibona nimi kin go benini na PDP de eji mulki shibona che kulia ya batu yeshi be gutena bani mwake ututa na jide eji mulki na ma ina siyasa APC de kin babu dinguni na ji eji mulki na ma eyi kudu nya kimchi bata jide na bagana hajita na APC na yi mafari dojo nimi eta mulki chobe doji nya kin Nigeria no dokun sawanje de la da swantula kede ena jide ena kinya bugwani de yagan gaje mulki nya eye nini agan suma na be ise ena jona yi tarebe ja shiti ena egbadi ya kagbo to zanade alachichi ya tishikin abo na che kulia nye ya batu eshi be gutena dokun jeji bala be la bar kuchi nya etumba banade ye chimile dana na chi ilori abo na ye eduta kinkwano latula kede ushuma uche na da na siyasa PDP no ye kokoi ke mwalazu moji debe ya mulki icho be toshi habike naga jenini ne ji mulki ala nana hala gaskiya de tula zedi gada carbon yina de na APC wani de ji mulki kengmago di gumi nama PDP de eji mulki ken gutaba to enando chi wala ken gutana Vanille la parelo zone kambejimiano ben nakina daba awa na gba emission e yagina awa
kolo osha
ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ rẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹ̀kú ìkàlẹ̀ ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu lónìí ti pa láṣẹ fún àjọ olùbádámọ̀ràn àpapọ̀ lórí ètò ààbò àti àjọ ọ̀tẹlẹ̀múyẹ́ ilé wa láti ṣàtúgbéyẹ̀wò àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ rẹ̀ lórí ètò ààbò wípé wọn kò gbọdọ̀ fi ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí kankan tó bá lọ́wọ́ nínú ìjínigbé tàbí ìgbésùmọ̀mí sílẹ̀ láì tú àṣírí wọn. èyí ló wà nínú àdírẹ́sì kan tó fi ṣọwọ́ sí ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ àpapọ̀ lọ́jọ́ tòní nígbà tó sọ wípé kí àwọn àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò gbogbo má ṣe kọ̀ láti túbọ̀ ṣàfiléde ìròyìn ní kíkún àti pàápàá ṣe ìkójọ ìgbìmọ̀ lórí àtúngbéyẹ̀wò tòun ti àmúṣẹ àṣẹ rẹ̀. ó ti ń pẹlẹ mọ́ pé àṣẹ yìí ló gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ títẹ̀lé láì ní ìdíwọ́ kankan pàápàá jùlọ lákòókò tí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ń là làkọjá àìrájàjà ààbò. ó ṣàfikún rẹ̀ wípé àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò ààrẹ ní láàbò ló ní ipa tirẹ̀ láti kó pàápàá jùlọ kí wọ́n rí dájú wípé àjọ àpapọ̀ tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ààbò ṣe àdìmọ́ra ohun ìjagun fún àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ aṣọ ìgbó. bákan náà ni Tinubu tó pa láṣẹ lórí ìpinnu àtúntò nǹkan ọ̀sìn tó sọ wípé kí igbákejì rẹ̀ Kashim Shettima pé ìpàdé ìgbìmọ̀ tẹ̀kótó àpapọ̀ láti lè ṣàwárí àwọn àtúnṣe àti agbègbè tí wọn yóò ti máa ṣe ìpèsè nǹkan ọ̀sìn àti ẹran dídà. lójúnà àti mú agbára bá ìṣiṣẹ́ tó múnádóko ní àjọ tó wà fún ìlú koro NIPR ti pè fún agbára ìdọ́rẹ̀pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìròyìn àti àwọn àjọ tó jẹ́ ọmọ ìyá kan náà láti lè pakún ìdọ́rẹ̀pọ̀ ìfikùnlukùn ìmọ̀ àti pàápàá ìdàgbàsókè ìṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tó jẹ́ alukoro. èyí ló wà nínú àkórí ọ̀rọ̀ tí àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ alukoro fi léde níbi ìpàdé wẹ̀jẹwẹ̀mu ti àjọ NIPR ẹ̀ka ti ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ṣàgbátẹrù rẹ̀. olùjábọ̀ ìròyìn wa Sulaiman Azam mú ìjábọ̀ wá wípé NIPR ló jẹ́ àjọ akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ alukoro nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà èyí tí wọ́n ṣe ìdásílẹ̀ rẹ̀ lọ́dún 1963 láti lè mójútó ìṣiṣẹ́ alukoro lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ níbi àpèjẹ ọ̀hún olùbánisọ̀rọ̀ tó tún jẹ́ olùbádámọ̀ràn pàtàkì tó tún jẹ́ olùtọ́sọ́nà gómìnà Alhaji Sadu Salau ẹni tí tún ṣe olùtọ́sọ́nà fún gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ yìí Abdulrahman Abdulrazak sọ wípé ìkọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ ló ṣe pàtàkì fún ìṣiṣẹ́ alukoro. ó tẹ̀ǹpẹ̀lẹ̀ mọ́ pé àjọ alukoro ló gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn iṣẹ́ tó jẹ́ ọmọ ìyá rẹ̀ bíi iṣẹ́ ìròyìn àti àwọn ṣiṣẹ́ abẹnugan mìíràn lójúnà àti lè ní èsì ìṣiṣẹ́ tó múnádóko. bákan náà ni alága àjọ NIPR ní ìpínlẹ̀ yìí Gabriel Ogunade nígbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ ìsọ wípé àpèjẹ ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ṣàgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ lójúnà àti mú ìṣọ̀kan wà láàrin àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ alukoro ní gbogbo tìbútòrò ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. ó ṣàlàyé pé ayẹyẹ ọ̀hún ló ṣe ìpéjọpọ̀ àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ NIPR àti àwọn abẹnugan mìíràn bíi àjọ ẹgbẹ́ akọ̀ròyìn NUJ àti àwọn mìíràn lójúnà àti mú ìrúgọ́gọ́ bá àjọṣepọ̀ wọn fífikùnlukù ọgbọ́n òun òye tó fi mọ́ ìdàgbàsókè ìṣiṣẹ́ tó dúró re. lára àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ àjọ NIPR tó bá ìkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí sọ̀rọ̀ bákan náà wá sọ̀rọ̀ lórí àfojúsùn wọn àti pàtàkì àjọ NIPR nídìí ìṣiṣẹ́ alukoro nílẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. mínísítà fún ètò ààbò ilẹ̀ wa General Christopher Musa ti gbóríyìn fún àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò gbogbo látàrí ipa tó kó ní kíákíá lákòókò ìdìtẹ̀gbàjọba tó wáyé ní ọjọ́ Sunday ní orílẹ̀-èdè Benin pẹ̀lú bó ti ṣe sọ wípé àìjáfara wọn ló kó ipa gbòógì nídìí fífòpin sí ìgbésẹ̀ ìdìtẹ̀gbàjọba ọ̀hún. Musa ló léde ọ̀rọ̀ náà nílùú Àbújá lónìí lákòókò tó ń ṣayẹyẹ ìbúwẹ́wà fún àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ológun tó rí ìgbéga ipò. ó sọ wípé àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ ológun ló gbọ́dọ̀ máa wà níṣẹ́ pẹ́ nígbà gbogbo àti pàápàá kí wọ́n máa gbáradì láti lè dáàbò bo àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí kúrò lọ́wọ́ ìdúkùkùlájà mọ́ni látọwọ́ ọ̀tá ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Ó tẹ̀ǹpẹ̀lẹ̀ mọ́ wípé kò sí àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ ológun kankan tó lè dá ṣe iṣẹ́ láì ní ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ààrẹ ní látọwọ́ àjọ ẹ̀ṣọ́ aláàbò gbogbo yálà torí ilẹ̀ torí omi tàbí ti orí afẹ́fẹ́. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun Adémọ́lá Adélékè lónìí ti jáwé olúborí gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùdípò gómìnà nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Akọ́ọ̀dù lọ́dún 2026 níbi ètò ìdìbò gómìnà tí yóò wáyé ní ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún. Ìdàgbàsókè yìí ló wà nínú àtẹ̀jáde kan gbà tọwọ́ alága ìgbìmọ̀ àyẹ̀wò ẹgbẹ́ àti akọ̀wé àpapọ̀ yìí ní Ibe Tangod sọ wípé Adélékè ló wà èèyàn kàn-ìkàn èyí tó kààyè láti gba tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì ìdíje dupò nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ọ̀hún. Adélékè nígbà tó ń fèsì wá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìgbìmọ̀ àyẹ̀wò àti adarí ẹgbẹ́ pẹ̀lú bó ti ṣe sọ wípé òun ti gbáradì láti gbé ẹgbẹ́ náà dé ilẹ̀ ìlérí lọ́dún 2026. Ìrántí wà wípé gómìnà Adélékè ló kéde ìfẹgbẹ́sílẹ̀ rẹ̀ lọ sínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Akọ́ọ̀dù ní alẹ́ ọjọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun lẹ́yìn tó jọ̀wọ́ ìjẹ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ kúrò nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Alábùrẹ́là ní ọjọ́ kejì oṣù kejìlá ọdún yìí. Ó ti tẹ́wọ́ gba ìwé ẹ̀rí mọ̀wẹ̀yán kọ̀ìnkọ̀ìn látọwọ́ alága ìgbìmọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ Akọ́ọ̀dù. Lílájú àwọn ọ̀dọ́mọdé sí ààyè dígítà ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní rí àríwísí látẹnu àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà tí wọ́n ń pè fún àbójútó tó gbópọn lórí ìkópa wọn wọ̀nyí sórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára. Ìkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí bá àwọn ènìyàn sọ̀rọ̀ lórí èròǹgbà wọn lórí bóyá kí gbèdéke ọjọ́ orí ó wà látàrí àṣìlò ẹ̀rọ ayélujára látọwọ́ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ kéékèèké lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Melody Èdèfà jábọ̀ pé ìpele pé ìwà kò tọ́ àti jàǹdùkú tó ń jẹyọ látọwọ́ àwọn ọ̀dọ́mọdé ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní la ojú wọn sí lílo ẹ̀rọ ayélujára lọ́nà tí kò bá ojú mu. Olùbánisọ̀rọ̀ kan tó sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú iléeṣẹ́ yìí Musa Sule sọ wípé òun gbàgbọ́ pé ìgbésẹ̀ náà tó ń fún àwọn ọmọdé wọ̀nyí láǹfààní lórí ayélujára ló ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ìdílé àti ìtọ́sọ́nà látọwọ́ òbí, èyí tó sọ wípé ìṣọwọ́ gbé àwọn ohun tí kò tọ̀nà sórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára ló ń la ipa tí kò dára lára àwọn ọ̀dọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ẹlòmíràn ní tirẹ̀ Mike Adéyẹmí bákan náà kọminú lórí ìṣọwọ́lò ẹ̀rọ ayélujára látọwọ́ àwọn ọ̀dọ́mọdé pẹ̀lú àfikún pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ilẹ̀ òkèèrè ló ní àlàkalẹ̀ lórí èyíkéyìí òpó ayélujára tí àwọn ògòwẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn ń lò pẹ̀lú gbèdéke ọjọ́ orí. Ó tẹ̀ǹpẹ̀lẹ̀ mọ́ pé ìṣe ló yẹ kí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ó ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àṣẹ tí yóò fi gbèdéke ọjọ́ orí àti pàápàá dáàbò bo àwọn wọ̀nyí kúrò nínú ewu tó rọ̀ mọ́ ìtàkùn lílo ayélujára. Ní ti àwọn mìíràn, wọ́n gbàgbọ́ pé ayélujára ló ti di àládà ìgbésẹ̀ ayé òòjọ́ wọn èyí tí kò tí ì pé láì lò fún wọn ní ọjọ́ kan, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní ohun tó ṣe pàtàkì ní kí àbójútó wà pàápàá jùlọ fáwọn ọmọdé bí àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ti ṣe tẹ́wọ́ gba ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ sísọ kọdúró lórí gbèdéke ọjọ́ orí èyí tó ṣe pàtàkì nídìí ìdáàbòbò ọjọ́ iwájú àwọn èwe orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Àwọn ọmọlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ̀rọ̀ àríwísí látàrí làásìgbò tó ń wáyé nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Alábùrẹ́dà tí a mọ̀ sí PDP. Ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ọ̀hún ni ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fojú winá àyípadà láti ọdún 1999 pẹ̀lú bí 6 nínú gómìnà rẹ̀ torí ìdìbò yàn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fi ẹgbẹ́ sílẹ̀ nígbà tí 5 nínú wọn sì ti lọ sínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú mìíràn. Aṣojú kọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí Abdulateef Ahmed bá àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí sọ̀rọ̀ nílùú Ìlọrin tí ń ṣe olúùlú ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lórí ìdàgbàsókè tó ń wáyé nínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ọ̀hún. Ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Alábùrẹ́dà PDP lánàá òde yìí ti tún rí ìgbọ̀n rìrì látàrí bí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Rivers Siminalayi Fubara ṣe takọ́sọ́ sínú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú olóṣùṣù ọwọ̀ APC lẹ́yìn tí ọmọ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀hún 17 ti ṣáájú fi ẹgbẹ́ sílẹ̀ nínú ìpínlẹ̀ 11 tí ẹgbẹ́ náà ṣàkóso rẹ̀ lákòókò ètò ìdìbò gómìnà ọdún 2023 ló ti di 8 báyìí nígbà tí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tó ń léde APC sì ń ṣàkóso 26 tó fi mọ́ gbogbo ẹkùn gúúsù sí gúúsù èyí tí ṣe àkọ́kọ́ irú ẹ̀ nínú ìtàn ìṣèjọba àwarawa lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí ẹ̀wẹ̀ lásìkò inú ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún ló jẹyọ látàrí àìní ojútùú ìgbọ̀rọ̀ẹniyé láàrin àwọn adarí fáńfà ipò agbára àti àfojúsùn ètò ìdìbò ààrẹ tọdún 2023 tí wọ́n ṣe àṣekà rẹ̀. Àwọn tó sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìkọ̀ròyìn iléeṣẹ́ yìí nílùú Ìlọrin tí ń ṣe olúìlú ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara sọ wípé fáńfà kò fi ọ̀nà kankan pa kún ìdàgbàsókè ìṣèjọba àrawa pẹ̀lú àfikún pé bí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú kan ṣoṣo bá ń léde kò ní sí àǹfààní fún ìdíje pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ́ tó kù. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú olóṣùṣù ọwọ̀ tí a mọ̀ sí APC ló ń ṣe àkóso ìpínlẹ̀ 26 nígbà tí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alábùradà PDP sì ń darí ìpínlẹ̀ 7 péré àti ẹgbẹ́ mìíràn tó ń ṣàkóso ìpínlẹ̀ 3. Mínísítà fún iṣẹ́ òde Dave Umahi ti sọ̀rọ̀ ìpinnu rẹ̀ lórí ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó fi lọ́wọ́ àwọn kọngilá orílẹ̀-èdè tó jẹ́ àkọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ láwọn ìṣiṣẹ́ òde lọ́lọ́kan òjọ̀kan. Umahi ló léde ọ̀rọ̀ náà lákòókò àbẹ̀wò tó ṣe sí ààyè àtúnkọ̀ òpópónà Àbújá sílùú Kẹ́fì. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ó sọ̀rọ̀ ìtẹ́lọ́rùn sídìí iṣẹ́ tó pójú owó lórí àkànṣe iṣẹ́ òpópónà ọ̀hún tí wọ́n ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àtúnkọ́ rẹ̀ nínú oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2025 fún kọngilá tó jẹ́ àkọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Ó sọ wípé òpópónà oníbejì Àbújá sí Kẹ́fì ọ̀hún ló jẹ́ àkànṣe iṣẹ́ onídàgbàsókè tó ní èròǹgbà àti mú ìrúgọ́gọ́ bá ìsopọ̀ òpópónà àti láti mú àdínkù bá àkókò ìrìn àjò láàrin olú ilẹ̀ wa àti ìpínlẹ̀ Nasarawa níbi tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ nílùú Àbújá fi ṣe ibùgbé. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ àkànṣe iṣẹ́ ọ̀hún ló ní ìrètí wà pé yóò parí nígbà tí yóò bá fi di ìparí oṣù kẹta ní ọdún 2026. Ẹ̀kọ́ ìròyìn kò ní jù báyìí lọ fún tàṣálẹ̀ òní. Fatima àpò àtúntún àbòmírí.
That's all we have for you on the news for tonight. Thank you very much for being a part of it. Briefly from Yaya.
Oh, you're afraid that any section there. That was going
ǹjẹ́ a kí yín pé ẹ kú bí ẹ ṣe ń bá wa bọ̀ a mọ̀ lóore a sì mọ̀ rírì ẹ̀yin oníbàárà má gbàgbé iléeṣẹ́ múmáwòrán ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lè rí wò lórí StarTimes 113 Free TV 502 àti bákan náà bó ṣe ń lọ lórí Facebook @Kwara TV. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Hawa dáadáa ló ń kí wa pé dáadáa Lájì Fatima.
About Fatima Rashid, thank you very much for being a part of it. To have a very lovely night.